Have you ever gone on a double date with Taylor and Travis?
Technically, yes, I would say.
What does that mean?
I mean, it wasn't out. It was at home, but yes.
Have you had one of her home cooked meals?
I don't know that I really ate the meat. This is going to sound terrible.
No.
Kylie Kelce is getting candid. The podcast host and wife of Jason Kelce joined Alex Cooper for the latest episode of Call Her Daddy, where she shared some insight into her relationship with her brother-in-law's Travis Kelce's girlfriend, Taylor Swift. Speaking to Alex, the 32-year-old revealed when she first met the global pop star and shared what they surprisingly bonded over.
Okay, the world saw you and Taylor meet, obviously, for the first time at the Chiefs and Bills game.
Yes.
Was that the first time you guys met?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. People are deeply disturbed by this.
Wait, why?
There was like all of this stuff leading up to it about, well, why haven't they met? They're avoiding each other. I'm not avoiding anyone. I am more than happy to meet someone, especially someone that Travis is dating. But it was funny to me because I kept saying to people, I didn't meet Travis for probably close to a year.
Right.
When Jason and I were dating. And she's busy.
Just a little.
It's just so silly to me that that's like the storyline that's written.
I can imagine that's also annoying because you're like, it was also like probably like a lovely time to meet at like a football game. It was like
great.
What is something surprising you guys have bonded over?
We grew up going to the same shore points. So
nice.
Her family was like Sea Isle, Stone Harbor.
Fun.
And that's like the exact areas that I grew up going to. Like I've gone
Wait, you went to Sea Isle?
I've gone to Sea Isle City my whole life.
Wait, New Jersey?
Yes.
I went to Avalon.
Did you?
And my best friend had a house in Sea Isle.
Good vibes.
And I would go to the boardwalk and I would put on my little jean miniskirt. I was like...
And you were doing something.
I was looking for something.
Yes, you were.
No.
Yep.
I would go there looking for like...
My nieces, that's what they do now.
Do you still ever go?
We have a house in Sea Isle.
Wait, you do?
Yeah. We still go to Sea Isle. Yeah. I will never not go to Sea Isle. People are like, oh, you're going to graduate. You're going to go to Avalon or Stone Harbor. And I'm like, oh, no. The one time we were on the beach in Avalon and someone came up to us and they were talking to Jason and they were like, isn't Avalon great? And Jason's like, well, we usually stay in Sea Isle. This is such a niche conversation for people who don't.
People don't. It's like the Jersey Shore. Let's preface the Jersey Shore, but it's not the Jersey Shore.
It's not
like,
the Jersey Shore that is the Jersey Shore that you've
yeah.
seen, because South Jersey Shore is very different from Seaside Heights. The man on the beach in Avalon said to Jason, well, good thing you're in Avalon. We don't really have the riffraff that Sea Isle has. And as soon as he walked away, I said to Jason, he doesn't realize he was speaking to the riffraff. That's us.
The mom of three, who is currently pregnant with her fourth child, also teased how she and Jason initially learned about Travis's romance with the singer and confessed if she has tried the superstar's home-cooked meals.
Okay, have you ever gone on a double date with Taylor and Travis?
Technically, yes, I would say.
What does that mean?
I mean, it wasn't out. It was at home, but yes.
Have you had one of her home-cooked meals?
I don't know that I really ate the meal. This is going to sound terrible.
No.
I didn't really eat the meal because I was 8 weeks pregnant.
Oh.
And it was one of those where like nothing.
Yeah. But you're happy to be there.
Yeah.
How did Travis tell you guys that he was dating Taylor Swift? I'm assuming like your family was like getting told this in some capacity at some point,
We were
right?
not.
You weren't?
No, I will say we knew before everyone else knew.
Okay.
But it was not like.
It didn't hit the group chat.
No, it did not hit the group chat.
Did Jason tell you?
Jason and I found out together. But we knew before, like, they hard launched with her going to a game.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Earlier in the conversation, Kylie also discussed Jason and his brother's close bond.
Watching the Jason and Travis together it's so funny because it's almost like everyone else isn't in the room anymore. Like they'll get on a roll and it's like everyone else doesn't exist and it's just the two of them. And you can almost see them like playing mini hockey in their basement growing up.
Adorable.
Just by the way they're bantering.
How are they similar and how are they different? Because I feel like they seem similar.
They're very similar in their core values.
Okay.
So they are kind, sweet, generous. They both have great senses of humor, although I do think their senses of humor vary a little bit.
Okay.
And then there's just like, I mean, my husband, he wears what he wears. And Travis is out here like making statements with his outfit on a daily basis.
Yeah, the fashion is.
Yes.
There's a huge disparity here.
Very much so. But that's just it. Like their core values are, you can tell they were raised in the same house by the same people.
Yeah.
And then you can tell they were into different activities.
Plus, the loyal Philadelphia Eagles fan hilariously recalled how she first connected with her NFL star husband on Tinder.
You met Jason on Tinder.
I did.
Before you matched with him, were you like looking for a relationship? No.
We were just messing around. We did it like all my friends in college. We would like sit around and like swipe together.
I would do that too, and half of the time, if I matched with someone, I'd be like, wait, you're better for him, like, let's go, and like, you end up going with him.
We would get the same people and be like, oh, did you swipe right on him? Yeah, I swiped right, I matched with him. Swipe right and see if you match, and then we would start having conversations that were like parallel conversations.
Half the time, also, I was doing it just for a social life. I'm like, let's see, do they have parties? Like, let's go, like, meet anyone you can in college, and you're just trying to get like the hookups. I feel like you guys are like literally Tinder's biggest success story. Have they ever reached out to you?
Right before we got married, they did send a care package. It was like a lot of like flame merch. It was great. The perfect match. Or signs that said that.
No, that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was it about his profile that like stuck out to you?
He looked like a bigger guy.
Okay.
He was actually, there were pictures of him next to people, and I was like, oh, he's kind of like dwarfing them a little bit.
Love.
Which everyone wants to feel like small girl.
Everyone wants that. Everyone wants that small girl energy. You're like, I can just get in there.
He also, his bio, which you can still find somewhere on the internet.
Oh, that's so good that I love the internet.
It's somewhere. Was some sarcastic, like, I'm here to make an emotional connection. I want to have long talks about like having babies and something else. I'm like, you're such a dumb. I can't wait to roast the out of you.
Do you guys have that type of relationship?
We will go back and forth very much so. I love it because it's like the house I grew up in. So
I get that.
There's comfort.
Obviously, I know you've said this before, but if my daddy gang doesn't know, can you talk about who sent the first message and what these messages were?
So bad.
No, it's so good.
I sent the first message.
Okay.
I said, I need life alert. I've fallen for you and I can't get up.
Kylie.
That one didn't land very well. He was like, that's not that great. And I was like, I love a challenge. So then I went back with, this is so bad. This is so bad. If I told you I work for UPS, would you let me handle your package? And he said, yes.
He said, absolutely. That's a better one. Where do you want to go on a date?
I feel much better about this now. Yeah.
And then were you guys like talking and then you went on a date?
So then we just had like, we were messaging for probably like a week, and it was great banter.
Okay.
And a little bit into the banter, I was like obviously talking to the friends who we would like swipe with.
Yeah.
And they were like, I was like, I don't know why, but this guy looks kind of familiar.
Oh.
So then we start Googling with all the information we had. Jason, 27, Philadelphia.
Oh my God.
Then I was like, he had to have been an athlete because you could just tell by his build. So then I'm looking up like Philadelphia college roster, because like you can find anyone on a college roster.
Wait, he didn't have a picture of him like in his jersey?
No.
Oh my God. I feel like all the douches on Raya that have their like profile picture with them in like their Ravens jersey. It's like he didn't lead with that.
Years later, I said something in front of him about, well, he had nothing on his profile, like no pictures. And he was like, yes, I did. I was like, no, you didn't. Come to find out, one of the photos that he had used was actually a television shot. But because of the way Tinder formatted the picture, it chopped everything. So then the ticker at the bottom, the like graphic at the top that showed that it was a football game was completely cut out.
She then shared about their initial meeting, which took place after the Eagles' Christmas party.
He was hammered, like drunk.
Already before, like, were you guys going on a date or you were just going to hang out?
I was just going to meet up with him. So after we figured out who he was by Googling,
okay,
we thought it was a catfish. My friends and I were like, there's no, why would he be on Tinder? That's so
ridiculous. That makes sense.
So after a couple days, he said, come and meet us out at this bar. And my friend, the one, you know, like you have that friend that's just like, ride or die.
Like, like, let's go.
We got to see how this pans out. She made a great point. It's either going to be a catfish, which is hilarious.
Right.
Or it's going to be him, also hilarious.
Both options
We're going
are great.
to find out.
Yep.
So we went and met him at a bar in Philly. We walk in and he's sitting at the bar and I'm like, oh, so it's not a catfish. He has since claimed that like it was like a light came down, an angel. I'm like, no, you were
like you could barely see out of your left
your
eye.
eyes were going the opposite direction.
Wait, why did he ever explain like why he was on Tinder?
No. I think he was just messing around.
Yeah, like he was just like looking for, but I get what you're saying. Like people would assume he's a catfish because it's like, why is Jason Kelce on Tinder?
Yes.
But maybe that was like the allure. Like,
we met before he did like the mummer suit, before all that. So he was like a little bit quieter then, but even Philadelphia is such a crazy fan base that they know the offensive linemen. So yeah.
It's kind of fun. Did anyone notice him when you guys were there?
Well, it was after the Eagles Christmas party, so he was there with like a bunch of his teammates.
Oh, so that's why he was hammered.
Yes. Oh, annihilated. And there are like stories after the fact of like what he was doing at the Christmas party. And I'm like, I don't even know how you made it to the bar.
Right, like I don't know how you remembered me.
Yes. He remembered me walking in and then at some point tasting the Shirley Temple that I had ordered because it was the only non-alcoholic drink he had that day. So he was like, it was the most refreshing sip I had in what felt like weeks.
I love that for Jason. He's like, oh yeah, thank you so much. Give me some hydration.
Yes.
Did you have any like hesitations about dating a professional athlete?
I told no one.
Interesting.
For months.
Kylie also revealed her first impressions of the Kelce family.
What was your first impression of the Kelce family?
Delightful.
Really?
Yeah, they're all so sweet. And honestly, the first time that I met all of them.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I met his dad was over the phone and it freaked me out because they sounded so much alike.
Oh,
like,
that's
it
weird.
sounded like Jason in 50 years.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Love.
But his mom is so sweet and they're so supportive of their sons.
So sweet.
That it was the easiest way to bond because when they were coming into town, we were going to football games together.
Oh, that's
nice. We were cheering together. It was like the best way to.
Wait, do you remember the first time you met them?
I don't remember the first time that I met his mom or dad, really like that moment.
Yeah.
I remember meeting Travis for the first time because it was like 8 months into dating. Like it was a while into dating, maybe longer. It was a long time into dating. It was football season.
Oh, right. He plays football too. Oh, right.
Yeah, he was busy.
All right. He was just a little
super
busy.
casual.
And then when did you meet him for the first time?
In Hawaii for Pro Bowl. So we like we ended up meeting up in like the gift shop of the hotel. And it's the first time I met him. And it was just funny to me because he was like exactly on track with the rest of the family. Like warm and fuzzy, like just, oh, I've heard so much about you. And it was just like this very silly, like,
Sweet.
Oh.
Like they're all kind of the same vibe.
You're all family.
Later, the 32-year-old discussed her dynamic with her brother-in-law.
Sad thing is we don't get to see each other very often. Okay. But whenever we're together, it's like, it really feels like it's just like the room of siblings. Like it's, you just sort of like shoot the and have a good time, poke fun and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he ever ask you for like sisterly advice? Like what role do you play to him?
We've had like those types of conversations before. It's a lot of like just like playful banter. Like he at some point was explaining to Jason about a pair of shoes that he bought when he was like way earlier in the league.
Yeah.
And I think they were like Louis or something. Mm-hmm. And he was trying to explain to me, but like it's a red bottom. And I was like, but why do you need spikes on your shoe? And Jason was like, but how much did they cost? And like, it's almost like we like gang up on him a little bit.
Keep him humble.
But he's like, it's like the most fun dynamic.